What is good, kids? I have a bunch of projects finished. So, what I'm going to do is a classic digital art project, which is I'm going to create a document, what we're going to call a brag sheet, where we highlight and feature our major projects that we've completed and put together a new thing. So, I'm going to use Photopea. If you have Photoshop access, use it. The same process, no matter what. I created a new document that is 8.5 by 11. Portrait mode is fine. And then I'm going to hit create. All right. So now looking at this, what I want to do is start to bring in my finished, completed pictures from our class. So I'm going to go File, Open, and one at a time I'm going to go through this portfolio of stuff that I've made and bring them in to highlight them on this brag sheet. So I'm going to open them one at a time as I'm just reviewing which ones it is. So here's an edited mug that I made with a logo that I created, and I want the whole thing to be a part of the final thing. So I'm going to do Select All in the Select menu or Command A. And then we're going to do Copy or Command C. Then bring them over to the new project and paste it in there. I'm not going to worry about the size and the shape yet because it'll be determined better when I have all of the pictures in there all together. So let's go find 3 more of our finished pictures that I can bring in and show off in my brag sheet. Here's an edited photo where I took this photo of Mr. Ryan. I took it, and then I desaturated the outside edge, and now I've done the same steps. Select all, copy, back over to the new project, paste, step by step. Follow the steps. You can't go wrong. All right, now we're going to choose the arrow tool and start arranging things. We also want to put a title on this. So you can see the Jackie Robinson image is quite large. We probably want to scale that down. So we're going to go Edit, Free Transform, and shrink it. If it has text, you got to be careful. We don't want it to be too small. But we do want these to be substantial on the screen. There is the Mr. Ryan picture, and we're going to free transform. We've selected it on the layer menu, and then we're going to free transform it. We can probably slide John Lennon over, give Mr. Ryan a little more space there. And then our mug, same idea, edit, free transform, and we're scaling. Notice these don't have layers. These are the exported final images. So kind of decide a way to make this look good. I think the bigger pictures maybe belong on the bottom. So we're going to move the coffee mug up. I'm giving, this is like measuring a kind of imaginary weight, like the heaviness of the images. So do I want to balance them in a way or counterbalance? I think this is better. And don't just settle on yours. Make it, nice. And they're not random either. I am trying to kind of measure, and sometimes our app will show us a little guideline as to how our pictures are all aligned with each other. So something like that should be good. I'm going to now use the text tool to drop a cursor onto the page, and I'm going to give myself credit for my work. I'm going to choose a font or a letter style, a typeface that I want to use. Choose something that's big enough and easy to read. Of course, got a lot of potential here to raise up the size. That's better. Want it to be, in harmony with the lettering, with the images below. I probably should check mark the text, and then let's choose a move tool instead and try that. Now we're going to just label each picture so that they have someone looking at it can understand what the project was. Something like that. is some art celebrating a historic figure. I'm going to call this one Color Experiment. Now, I have a thing, I don't like text or images to be tight to the bottom, so I probably will choose a arrow and move John Lennon up a little bit. As a result, I probably have to use this method. I'm going to select both layers, holding Command and clicking to move the mug and the lettering up a bit so I have more space. And we don't want the bottom or any border to be like, we don't want our image to be right up against it, and we don't want our text to be up against that either. So we're going back here and we're going to say switch to the move tool, place it so it makes sense, and we're just about done. Now, another part of me might want the text at the top to just be a tiny bit bigger than the other text. So I'm going to go back to the text tool, highlight all this text, and then raise up the size so it gives it a little bit more emphasis. Now, let's just do the thing that I described earlier, which would be, let's copy all of that text and then drop the cursor down here and paste that text. And that works the same. Again, we don't want to hug the edge too close because we're going to print and or display on a screen these images. And that's a brag sheet, everybody. I would now save it and turn in and export a JPEG so it's clean and easy to share. But that is the creation of a brag sheet celebrating your art, all of your work for the different projects, and putting them into one thing that is easily shared. And I look forward to seeing what you make. But of course, that's it for the moment. Thanks for watching.